seated mountain pose. And from here, we're gonna open up our lungs with a breathing exercise, okay? This breathing exercise, I first did when I worked with Bikram yoga a long time ago, but it's really good. It's good for opening up the ribs and the intercostal muscles. It's good for expanding into our lungs. It's a really good thing to bring our awareness into movement and breath too. And it's a coordination piece also. So it's a little bit to get the coordination, but once you do, hopefully you'll feel good about it and you can just go on. So let's go ahead and interlace our fingers. Notice which thumb is on top. That's usually your dominant one, because the next time we do this, we will switch that grip, okay? And today, just kind of focused on every time we do take a hold of our hands, let's try to switch to the other side the next time. Here, we're going to take our elbows forward. Try to bring our forearms together. Now, it depends on how much we have here, right? On how we can bring those forearms together. We're going to take the knuckles underneath our chin. So in doing that, it might separate our elbows a little because we want our chin to be level, okay? You want it to be not up or down yet, all right? And it's not gonna ever pass this point right now. So from here, we're gonna inhale through our nose, lift your elbows out to the side, inhaling through your nose. The chin has stayed exactly where it was. We have our big armpits showing here. That will be an inhale. Then you will let your head go back and your forearms and elbows come together. You will exhale out of your mouth here. Okay. Then don't drop the elbows, but begin to inhale, opening up those elbows again, taking your chin back to neutral. So here we are, okay? And this would be that inhale, right? And then exhale, open your mouth, tilt back, elbows come together. Squeeze into your hands, inhale here, through your nose. Exhaling out through your mouth. Elbows come together. Inhale, open up, elbows open, and they point up, inhale. Chin is back to neutral, all right? Then we tilt the chin up, exhale, bringing forearms together. I think you guys have it. Continue doing this with your breath. Inhaling slowly, seeing about stretching in, becoming more flexible in your arms, your shoulders, your neck, your lungs, okay? We only use and open up a certain percentage of our lungs. Here, this teaches us to open up a little bit more of those folds. Inhale. Lift, lift, lift. You do a little bit of hold there, and then you go for that open mouth. Exhale. 2 more. Bring your head, chin back to neutral. Release your hands. Remember what thumb was on top, because we're going to do that again in a moment. But raise your hands on up. Now let's stretch into the side body. Hold on to one wrist. Really let those hands come up and stretch through the side body and take it on over. Keeping your sits bones down, feeling again some more opening into the side body. Inhale, rise on up. Getting into the flexibility of the side body. Opening up our lungs here too. Lift up, inhale. Switch out those wrists, press away. Exhale over one side. Bring yourself up on your in-breath. Take yourself over on your exhale. Rise on up. Exhale, slowly releasing those hands down. As you do, flip in and out of your fingers, getting some flexibility into the joints of our fingers and some strength into our hands. And let those hands come all the way back down to your sides. Good. All right, take those arms back into together, hands interlacing, opposite thumb on top. Let's do another series here now that you guys feel comfortable with it. Remember, the only time we start here, our elbows are down. After that, they're lifted, okay? So go ahead, breathe in, inhaling through your nose, chin neutral. Exhale, open up. Few more, your own breath, your own rhythm, your own cadence. I love that word that Denise used today, cadence, the cadence of nature, our own rhythm and our own cadence of our own breath rate, feeding and nourishing us. Two more, make some noise on that exhale. Maybe even on the inhale, that ujjayi breath, exhale, mouth open. Una vez más, one more time, lifting elbows. And exhale, let it go. Good. Back to neutral, hands drift on down. Take a hold of the sides of your chair and just hold on there. That's all we're gonna do. And that's just to keep that spine straight. I want you to take your chin to your chest, right? Because we've kept it neutral or we've opened up to the back. Now let's lengthen the back side of our neck, stretching in there, getting ourselves some flexibility here. So that when we look in our rear view mirror, we have to look over our shoulder when we're driving, or look over our shoulder for whatever reason. We're able to have more flexibility in our neck. Go ahead and lift up to neutral. And let's take a look over one shoulder. Having our hands connected here will keep our shoulders forward. And just taking the neck muscles and utilizing those. And our eyes, use your eye muscles too. Take them back into the crevices of your eye sockets. Slowly releasing, come on back to center. Let's go to the other side. Strong arms here by gripping into the legs of your chair. Lifting chin away from shoulder. Eyes coming into your eye sockets all the way over like an owl. And releasing, coming forward here. Good, release your hands and just let the palms open. Take your chin to your chest, roll it over to one shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, roll it into center. Inhale, roll it to the other side. Exhale, take it on down. Roll it up to the other side. Exhale. One more time this side. Exhale it on down into center. All right, slowly lifting up. Let's take some shoulder rolls here to warm up into the crevices of our shoulder sockets. This cold weather. And we got some cold winds coming maybe, and maybe some snow and colder temps, and taking some time to work into our joints will keep us from being so creaky, so achy. And let's go and reverse that. Pull back, up and forward. So Sparky, I'm glad you didn't have any problems coming in with the Zoom here today. It's always frustrating, I know. And Lori, glad you're here too. Thanks for that walk. I hope your hip is okay today. And Harriet's back today after having some kind of weird thing. There we go. And then take one shoulder up like you're off balance, right? And let's pulse that shoulder up. Squeezing into that trapezius muscle. And exhale it down. Let's take the other one up and pulse it. Pulsing in like someone's got their fingers into that trapezius and they're working that area. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Good. Both shoulders up. Exhale, let it go. One more time. Inhale and release. Good. Arms come up, lifting up. Look up. Let's work into the arms here. Fly on down, cross. Take your arms into a hug here or into our eagle arms. Again, working into joints and flexibility. Take your foot over one of the feet, cross your leg on the other side. Maybe you take that upper ankle and cross it behind, and that just really depends on where you are. Now this is eagle seated. Those of you later on that want to try eagle standing on one foot, that's definitely a challenging balance position, but that's something to try the other day. Go ahead and lift up, exhale it down. We practiced that in one of my other classes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow it on down. Find some flexibility in your spine here. Lift on up, stretching through the side body and bow down, exhale. Bring yourself up and take 2 rolls around one side. As we do, maybe feel this in your waist 2 and go around 2 times in the opposite way. Good, you guys, that looks good. Taking myself up. Exhale, release those arms, release my legs, fly on up. Exhale it down, push through the palms of my hand. Inhale, lift with my wrists, let them touch. Exhale, push away on down, chin to chest. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, pushing away. One more time, lift, lift, lift. Exhale down. Now we need to do the other side on the eagle. Lift up. This time my left is going under my right, so you decide which one you did the last time and come to crossing any way that feels right for you. Cross that other leg over and maybe hiding that ankle behind, okay? Lift up, inhale. Exhale, bow on down. 3 more times, lift up. Exhale. Raising ourselves, squeezing our legs together. This helps our urogenital system as well. Lifting, and let's take some more circles. Finding more flexibility in our shoulders here. Get that flexibility and then reverse. And then we're going to come into the strengthening. Reversing. And releasing. Release legs, fly up. touch, exhale, push away and down. Maybe your head follows as well. We've got that part of our body already lubricated. Rise up. And exhale, taking the hands on down. Let's go ahead and take our arms out, bring them forward, interlace, push away. And then take your hands, palms together here. Okay, so you cross one hand over, interlace, yep, and take them in and turn them here. Good. And let's find a little flexibility here. Rise up and pull down. Rise up and pull down. And then right here, let's go ahead and release. Remember which one you did where. Come on up and release, push away. Bring those arms forward. Take the opposite hand, cross it, palm to palm, cross thumbs, and turn those hands into you. Lift up, inhale. Hold on, exhale. Inhale.
Just harder.
Yes. Yeah. And release arms, exhale. Mary was just saying it was harder on one side than the other. Lifting up, lengthen that side body. Let's take the hand over to that side and really let ourselves stretch out. Lift up on that in-breath. Exhale on that side bend. Inhale. Exhale to one side. Rise it on up. And exhale it over. And then taking our arms up, taking them out to the side. Let's go ahead and take one arm forward and one arm back, trying not to let our hips go, just our arms. And then come back to center, take it on back the opposite way. I think we used to call these windmills. Go ahead and keep going. This you may be doing a little faster than your breath, or you can keep it with your breath. Idea here is getting into that twist, getting into the stretching of our arms out and some movement in our middle. And stopping back in the center, go ahead and let your hands come down. And then from here, let's go ahead and work into a little bit of strengthening in the upper body, and then we'll tend to the lower body, okay? So if you have that strap, go ahead and take it. If you have weights, you can use weights. If you have just your hands, and you know what, I'm gonna turn that heater on. I'm cold.
It's freezing in
cold?
here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my coat on too. That's not good. We're trying to.
It's too bad you can't adjust the heat in
I
this room.
know, it really is, because this room takes on more of the cold because of these big windows.
And there's no sun.
And there's no sun today, right? So, all right. Sorry, you guys. Okay, and we're gonna get up and move here pretty soon too, so we're gonna warm up. So go ahead and take that band a little bit farther than shoulder height, shoulder width, sorry. And you're at about shoulder height. And then go ahead and just lift it up and let it come back where your heart comes forward, and feel yourself pulling on that band, okay, to whatever you want to pull and whatever, strength you want to pull. And then bring it on forward with your body, okay? So come into a straight spine where we're hovering and we're still pulling on that strap. Take yourself on up and then take yourself over. So we're coming into stretching and strengthening by pulling on that strap, okay? You feel that maybe running down your side body and into your tricep there. Bring yourself up, inhale. Take yourself on over, exhale. pulling on that strap as much or little as you want. You really don't have to, okay? You don't even have to have a strap. Come on up, take it on back. Exhale. If you're pulling, you'll feel that in your pectoral muscles. Bring yourself forward. And take yourself on up. And exhale, take your hands on down. Let go of the strap and let's just do some circles with our wrists. That already warmed me up just a little bit. I'm going to take my coat back on. And go ahead and take the circles in the opposite way. Good. And then let's go ahead and take ourselves into a little bit of opening into our quadricep. And so come to the edge of your chair, on the side edge of your chair. Okay, so I'm scooting all the way over. I'm going to let my knee come down. And this may be enough for you in opening up right here, right? If you want more, we go ahead and take a loop in that strap, or maybe some of you can take a hold of your foot with your hand, but this will help extend that reach, okay? And you can take that hold of the hand with your foot or with the strap, and let's begin to open up, yes, into that quadricep. For balancing, we really want to have our muscles strong and flexible. So those three things really work together. And as we're doing this, you're feeling that strengthening in your arm by holding the weight of your leg up. And then releasing that leg down and releasing the strap. And let's work with that same leg, taking the strap to the base of your instep there. The other leg's just relax. And go ahead and take that on out, right? And maybe some of you with long arms may be able to go ahead and hold onto your toes, right? But right now we're just taking it to whatever height feels good. Finding some length on the back there. Sitting up as straight and tall as we can, using our arms again to lift that weight of our leg. So you don't always have to have weights. Our body itself is weighted. And then let's go ahead and take that leg out and keep it up or lower it. Find what works best for you. Feel the opening, stretching, and the strengthening of our arms by holding that weight up. And then take it back into neutral. Change hands, or just take that leg over to the other side. Open up right in here, okay, into this side body. Sitting up straight and tall is going to activate our core. And then releasing back forward. Go ahead and bend into that knee. And you can release the strap, or maybe you want to hold on to it. But what we're going to do right now, before we move to this leg, is take our fingers underneath our thigh, underneath our knee, underneath our foot, or strap under the foot, okay? And then you're just going to bring that knee up as close as you can, okay? So take that hold wherever it is. And now we're going to curl and tuck and round, trying to get our forehead close to that knee. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Tucking in that chin comes into one of the major areas of our body in this little bind that we found ourselves here. And then lift your head up. Take your foot back to the ground. Good. You may notice a difference in both sides of your legs. So let's treat the other one the same way. I'm going to come on over to that side, opposite side, right? So that I don't fall off the chair. And then again, with your knee down, you're going to feel an opening here. And you're going to be on the top of your foot, so you feel an opening in that ankle too, okay? And so here, we either reach for that back of our foot with our hand, or we come to the strap and we take that over the top of our foot and we begin to lift that foot up. And we get a good stretch into our quadricep, maybe holding onto the chair so we don't fall off, weighting ourselves in one direction may make us want to come over and boop, tip off the chair there. So we'd be like that little guy on, what's that show a long time ago? Artie, he riding his bike, Laugh-In.
Oh,
Remember Laugh-In? That little guy's riding his bike, and always falling over. Everybody would laugh, even though they knew that was gonna happen. All right, and then releasing out of that stretch into the quadricep, bringing yourself back more into the center of the chair. Find the base of your arch in your foot. Lift that leg up. Find some stretching, and maybe you're here, you guys. Doesn't matter how high you go up, right? Because all of us are going to have a different sense of flexibility, and we have different anatomy. Right? So we're all here to work on where we are. So sitting up again, working the core because I'm not back into the chair. But if you need that, take it. Otherwise, I'm sitting up and working on that as I lengthen, as I strengthen my arms by lifting the weight of my leg. How much do we think our legs weigh? They say our heads can weigh, what, 10 pounds? 10-pound volleyball? Who knows what this leg weighs? It's got some of the major big bones of our body in it. And then go ahead and take yourself opening up, maybe holding on with just one hand as you open up. And again, that leg can be down, up, in, out. You guys figure out where you're going to find a good stretch for you. Foot is probably flexed. Take another breath or two here. And then take it back into center, and then take it across your body and feel this right over here. Okay. Lifting, sitting up straight and tall. Good, and then bring it on back and set it on down. And again, strap can stay, or you can release that strap, because now we're going to go ahead and get that knee up so that we're going to work in the digestive system here as well. Squeezing, tipping my forehead to my knee, shoulders pull away and down. Breathing, and I know it's constricted here. This is a good metaphor for breathing through those tough times where there's an obstacle in our life. And this, when we put our forehead and our knee together, is called Jani Shavasana, okay, because they know how important that is, to squeeze into that thyroid gland. All right, going to lift up, let your legs come down. Do one more strengthening seated with our legs. Go ahead and open them about chair distance, maybe a little bit farther. And we're going to take our hands on the outside of our legs. And I'm going to push my hands in. If I didn't resist, my knees would go like this. So I am going to resist. And I'm going to strengthen every single muscle in my body by doing this. Isometric, right? Opening up fingers, pressing strongly through the palm of my hand into the outside of my leg. You can be doing it or not. Push down into the ground as well. Find more strength in your arms, in your core, in your legs. Press out with your legs. Press in with your hands. Press down with your feet. 2 more breaths here. Did you stop breathing? Keep breathing. And exhale. Woof. Shake out those arms. But you'll need to if you really, really, truly were doing that. Now let's take the opposite. Okay, so my palms come into the inner side of my hands, my fingers open out wide. I'm gonna press. And if I press without resisting, my legs would go as far as they can. I wanna keep flat-footed. I wanna keep pushing in and let my knees resist. Okay, go ahead. Or the knees are pressing and the hands are resisting. Either way you wanna look at it, right? That we are building strength isometrically. Again, don't need to have weights to build muscles, to build strength. We have our own body to resist everything there. Pressing out, press down with your feet, elongate through the crown of your head. Shoulders pull down. Take a few more breaths here. See if we can get another muscle to feel this. We don't want our face though to feel it, so try not to scrunch up in the face. One more big breath. Woo. Relax and let it go. Let's go ahead and like we have fireworks and take our whole body forward and back, right? Pay attention right now to the flow of our body's weight. Bring it forward. And let's take in the opposite direction now. And so I'm just going back and forth on my sits bones, getting my forearms to release and my shoulders and my elbows and a little bit into my chest one more time. All right, let's go ahead and stand up and move the chair for now. We're going to come back to it for some balancing, but let's continue working with some strengthening, okay? And let's go ahead and stand. And I apologize last week. I didn't, it's my fault, but I think everybody was okay. Just a little concerned about Josephine, because generally this class we do not go to the ground, right? We're not laying down, because I know that this was a transition class from chair class, so I don't want people to have to feel like they have to get up and down from the ground. So I think last week Viola subbed and I hadn't mentioned that to her. But anyways, everybody's okay, but we're not gonna be laying down, but we're gonna be strengthening ourselves, all right? So let's strengthen these legs, and then we're gonna work on a lot of balance with them. Finding yourself in mountain pose. So my feet are parallel, so look down. Who are they? Yep. I'm lifting my toes, and that makes a difference in my balance. Lift your toes and see where your balance is. You're probably shifting maybe a little bit more than you normally would. Then go ahead and let those toes come down. And anyone that's ever broken a toe, I have, you'll know that there's a difference, right? We use every single little bone in that foot, and when something's not right, when it's not right, it's wrong, right? And then we're off balance. So finding this will help us in our strengthening and in our balance. Let's do some chair poses here. Really good for strengthening, lifting arms up. Inhale, exhale, take yourself on down. Bend into those knees. This time your weight is back in your heels, you guys. Your toes can lift off the ground. You don't really need them to balance right now, at least. And then bring yourself up, inhale. And this time, take arms forward, exhale. Come down as low as your sits bones, your tailbone want to go. Don't worry right now about bringing the upper body's weight back. Let it sink forward as your tailbone goes back. Notice where your weight distribution is here. Come on back, come to toes, lift arms up, inhale. Take arms out to the side. Bring yourself downward. Find what is changing in your weight here, okay? Again, toes can lift. Most weight is towards the back. Now, take your hands behind you, interlace, and push down and start to let your upper body pull forward and up. We're still trying to keep your knees bent, but let your heart come forward. Good. Push through your feet lift up, release, inhale. And exhale, come on back here, hands out. Take weight into your left foot. Come up onto your right foot. And here we're going to start to just lift up the toe from the ground with a little bend in the leg. So one side is strengthening, supporting. Try taking your arms out. Does that help you more? Place that foot down, lengthen legs up, standing up here. Inhale. Exhale, bend into your knees. And now keep the opposite knee bent that you were just standing or you were just practicing the balancing with. Taking this foot and bringing it up and down. Try taking your hands out to the side and see what happens there. Yeah, and if we go like this, can we readjust ourselves into the center and then hands down, legs lengthen. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull it down into cactus arms. Let your hips come forward. Oh, let your heart release upward. Rise up and down. And exhale, let's go into the swing or the rocking chair. Notice your weight distribution. Inhale, up. Let your hips come forward, heart lifts, big opening. And then exhale, rock on forward. And take those arms up behind you, bend into knees. Fingers come real close to the ground. Then you bring yourself up and feel that expressive openness there. And one more time, exhale. Take yourself down and back. Bring yourself on up. Back here. Good. Hands come down. All right, we're going to start some movement, and we're going to be moving around the room. So you guys find a little bit of place where you can move around as well, okay? First thing we're going to do, and I'll always come back here and explain it, is we're just going to walk around heel to toe, okay? Supposedly really simple, right? Not always. All right, so let's go ahead and take a big circle, heel to toe, okay? And you guys do what you need to do out there and find where your arms want to be, right? Are the arms out? Are they the hips? Are they straight down? All right, where's your gaze? Okay. For some reason, this is really difficult for me today. Feeling really off balance. So I'm going to take some breaths, see if that helps me. That's the other piece. I'm going to start to lift my gaze up a bit. I was looking down, so now I'm going to look forward. See if that helps. See where my feet are taking me. See where my breath can help me with my balance and my gaze. All right, next, I'm going to come over here. Next, what I'd like you guys to do, we just did this, right? Heel, toe, heel, toe. We're going to do this. We're going to take that back foot and we're going to make a big circle, an arc around, and then bring it into in front of that toe. So it's a little bit of like ballet kind of thing we used to do. Then the other foot's going to make an arc and come around. Okay, take your hands where you feel they need to go to do that little arc. And all the time, we still have connection with our feet, right? But what's changing here? What's changing is our weight distribution and what we're asking our bodies to do. Good. All right, next. Next, what I'd like you to do is, you know how we get into our warrior stance, okay? Where we're in a 45-degree here and our front knee is bent. We're gonna move in our warrior, all right? So the way we're gonna do that is I start here, my arms are up, or you can keep them on your waist. And then I'm gonna bring the back leg in to meet the front foot. Everything's together, then I'm gonna slide it out and I'm gonna put my back foot where it needs to be. So I'm gonna slide in and out of warrior one, okay? Guys got that? All right, so let's go ahead, hands here, make it more difficult, arms lift. All right, find where it feels good for you. Sliding up, okay? So I slide up and then I slide into my warrior two. I slide up and I slide back in to my warrior two, okay? So let me see if I can do it this way for you guys to see a little better. So I'm here, sliding, bending, placing, bring it up, slide, place, okay? Then maybe my arms can start to take two, or you can take the arms wherever you feel like, okay? Let's do 4 more of those. Bending, strengthening, and bring it up. Good. All right. And now we're just going to take some big high marches, all right, around the room, or if you want to just stay on your chair and do it, that's great. If you want to add to it, you can take one elbow to your opposite knee. So all of those just marching in place, moving around, take a chair or go here and here, okay? Go ahead, let's do a few of those. And you can do that in place if you like. You don't have to move with it. This will warm you up. Good, okay. That was warming me up. All right, you guys, now let's work with blocks. If you have blocks, get a hold of those because we're gonna work with some balancing on those blocks. If you don't have blocks, I'm gonna show you how to do it with the chair, okay? So, first thing you can do with the chair, I'll show you with the chair, I'm gonna show you with the blocks, and here I do whichever one feels comfortable for you. So the first thing we're gonna do is just take ourselves onto one leg. And we're gonna let that other leg come back. I got my hand on the chair, okay? Strengthening. Otherwise, I'm gonna take 2 solid blocks. I'm gonna place those down, so I'm gonna be a little lower, okay? And I wanna make sure those blocks are sturdy. And I'm gonna just come here, lifting that leg, pushing through the heel of that leg into warrior 3, okay? So if I'm on chair or I'm on blocks, I'm going to, my right foot's down, I'm gonna leave my left hand down on the block. I'm gonna let my right hand come forward, okay? Right hand forward, right hand down, left arm on chair or block. Find length here, find strength here, find balance here. Find determination through your breath here. Hand down, foot down, bend into the standing knee, and bring your feet together and stand up straight. Find mountain pose and breathe. So that's a lot. So take some time to take a couple breaths here. And demonstration again on the chair, other foot planted, slide the other one back. Find it here, releasing one hand or the other, or you can take it onto blocks. Take your foot, plant it solidly, hands on chair or block, foot slides back. Did that side before. I think, here I am, forgetting what side, no, I did that side. I did this last week. And then releasing the hand of the foot that's grounded, right? So here we have oppositional balance. One hand down, opposite foot down. One hand up, opposite foot up. Strengthen here. Balance here. Breathe here. Hand down, foot down, bend into the standing knee. Bring both feet together, bend both legs. Come on up, inhale. And exhale, separate feet and stand in mountain pose. Good. All right, now we're going to come into tree pose, and we're going to use the chair, okay? So we'll use the back side of the chair, the high side of the chair to do tree pose. And tree pose, we can take it to all kinds of levels, all right? So go ahead and stand with your hip, one of your hips right next to the tall side of your chair, yeah. And remember, we're pressing down, we're not pulling it back, all right? So the foot, the leg next to that chair is going to be your stabilizing foot. That's the strong leg. This hand is going to be here to support when and if you ever feel you want to, that can remove, all right? And then take your outside leg, turn it out, come onto the toe or the ball of that foot, all right? Remember when we were just lifting our foot off before? Let's just do that a bit. See if you can do that without leaning too much into the chair. Can I just kind of lift that up without a big lean in here? Can I maybe do it with one hand off the chair? Okay. Good. And now let's go ahead and work into that standing tree pose. Opens up. Here is tree. Okay. We have at 2 points of contact, but less on this foot. So our weight has shifted over here. We can bring it back to the center by really pressing our hands together here at the center, right? Now, take your hand back down, bring that foot in. Notice the difference now in where our weight has shifted more over here. So it takes more to stand and balance. Maybe I lift my hand off the chair. Okay, and find a place that I'm connecting to. And comes back to the chair. Repeat either one of those or take that foot to your calf. We don't want to take it to the knee, okay? And replace that foot down. Stand upright a little bit more. Lift through your chest. Make everything really strong. Because what happens is our weight starts to want to go over here. We need to press down, lift up, okay? And here. Maybe other hand comes here too. Standing and breathing. Press down, grow taller. Hand comes down. Let the foot come down. I'm going to show you 2 more steps. So you can take those or you can repeat either on the ground, ankle, or here on the calf, okay? But I know some of you might want to try to extend that a little bit. Still weighted on this leg. I'm going to go through all of those steps here, here, here. Then if I feel like I have the flexibility in my hip, I can take a hold of that foot and place it in right into my inner thigh. Okay. So you can hold on here and you press in, but you gotta resist with this leg. It's that isometric business again, all right? Because if I just press, I'm gonna collapse. I've got to step strong and press in, and then maybe one hand here, then maybe the other hand up, okay? So just a practice, right? We're just practicing. Practice makes progress. And today I might feel pretty balanced because I'm okay up here. But when I'm not okay up here, whew, my balance is everywhere. Okay. So that's good today for those three. Next time I'm going to show you 2 more levels of that if you ever want to take that, okay? So let's go ahead onto the other side. So we've got to find some balance. And then just also notice, oh, okay, this side seems to be a little bit more open to this pose. And so that's not condemning the other side, it's just saying, oh, okay, yeah, now I can know that my body is a little asymmetrical. So standing with strength here in this leg. Find strength in your core, you guys. Balance is so important in our core. Because if I'm loosey-goosey here, I'm going to be loosey-goosey everywhere. So really strengthening here, lifting up, hand here, go ahead here, and let's take the little flight that we did before, just so we can get that idea of stabilizing on one foot without a lot of weight distributing over when I do that, because that's going to cause me to be a little bit off balance unless I compensate. All right, because there's definitely poses where we are leaning over to one side and still balanced. Okay, let's go ahead now. Take those toes in to your instep, okay, or your ankle. Opening up hip, taking hand here, maybe hand off the chair. Okay. Find a place to settle your eyes. Find a place to breathe. Take your hand down, and then the foot, if you like, can come here. We don't put it in our knee joint because then you're going to press and that weight's going to come into the knee joint. We don't want it to ever go out like that. Okay, that would be cause for surgery. All right, so pressing down into that foot. So really press down, and I want you guys to grow through your torso when you do that. Okay, grow into the crown of your head. Take hand here, maybe hand here. Open up that hip, press solidly down, lift, press hands together isometrically to keep yourself strong in the upper body. And then releasing hand down, foot down, walk it out. And we will try one last time. You can do either one of those or take it on up to inner thigh, only if you wish, right? Let's go ahead, lengthen, strengthen, power yourself here, especially this leg. Go ahead, turn it out, bring it in, here to your calf, outer calf. Staying here is great, you guys. Or you can lift that leg up, place it in that inner thigh, really keeping this hip open. Pressing outward with this leg though. If I just press inward here, I'm going to sink. I got to press down into that leg, outward, really strong. So we did all of that strengthening of our legs, maybe finding balance here. Press down, lift up through the crown of your head. Breathe. Beautiful. Tree poses there. Hands down, foot down. Walk it out. Take yourself this way on your chair. Walk yourself back into a nice stretch into that long spine. Feel your glutes kind of open up, your hips open up. Take the toes in just a bit. Lengthen spine, lengthen legs,
walk on back up.
Take yourself forward. Find a mountain pose. Feel really stable here. Be connected to the earth, aware of our body's presence and the way it moves through space. Paying attention to the weight distribution as we move today. Practicing some balancing, maybe just lifting onto the balls of your feet and your countertop or such. Let your arms rise up. Inhale. Exhale, hands down into heart center. Bowing down, chin towards chest, opening up that back side of